Bang, 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 bang.
Are we live? I think we're live. Hello!
Oh, stop.
Hello, everyone!
Good day, sir.
Good day, sir. I said good day.
Good day. Good day. I'm very yawny. I'm sorry. Ugh. Are you Laurel? What does that mean? Haha.
What?
Because you said yawny.
Yeah?
Laurel?
What?
Laurel and Yanni?
What?
Like how they sound.
Karen, you remember the dress where it was blue and black, or it was white and gold? There was an audio version of that where people either heard the word Yanni or Laurel.
Oh, weird. No, I missed that. I was just like...
You missed that? Okay. Well, hold on. Sebastian.
I did miss it, Julianne. I was like, it's Laurel and Hardy,
Hi.
Julianne. It's Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah, it's not Laurel and
Like
Hardy.
Laurel and Yanni.
Laurel and Yanni.
Same. I mean...
Hello, friends.
Hello.
Anyway. Yay.
Welcome to Sebastian.
Hi.
Welcome.
The full
You guys hear me
crowd.
okay?
Yeah, I think so.
A little choppy,
I'm
but...
excited to be here.
Oh, no, you sound good.
Oh, wait, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm testing out a new microphone, so it's like...
Every day.
The excitement.
Okay.
We did? Oh, yes, we did. Never mind. I was Ryan, I'm not hearing it in Discord.
I am.
Why am I not hearing it in Discord? I mean, I have the volume up on your stream, so it's not that. Let's see.
I'm hearing it in Discord. No, I hear it. I do, in fact, hear it.
Well, because I don't want to be unmuted. That is not the thing. I guess I'll just restart Discord. We'll see.
In the meantime, do we want to introduce Sebastian to...
Yes.
Go. Throw
There
the
she
action
is.
there.
You got to pull it back and put your hand behind it like a beauty YouTuber,
Yeah.
Ryan. It helps it focus.
Mascara tube,
There you go.
kind of.
Oops, I am muted on the stream side, but I'm not anymore. Thanks, Darth Plagueis. There we go.
You have to do the introduction again.
Yeah, I do have to do the introduction again because I said it and then messed it all up. So, Sebastian Deacon is joining us tonight. He is the author of this amazing Boss Fight Books publication on Final Fantasy VI. If you don't own all, is it 25, 20, 28? 28.
Wow.
See, I can count. There you go. Of these books already. I really like a whole bunch of them. I think between the game development faculty at Michigan State, we have actual legit copies of the whole set between us. I don't own them all in paper form,
Wow.
but I own about a third of them, and Casey O'Donnell owns the rest of them, our game design professor.
Yeah.
I have them all in
PDF.
PDF copies because they did a Humble Bundle recently for all of
Yeah.
them.
That's secretly how I got all mine as well.
I do get digital copies of most of them because I actually, unbeknownst to Sebastian, but thanks to him, I have been added to the reviewer list for the Boss Fight Books publications
Yes.
Nice.
because they sent me an
Good way to get new
email
ones.
when his book was coming out that was like, hey, you should take a look at this for us and make sure it's all great because like you're cited 2 or 3 times. Want to make sure like you're happy with it. And I was like, of course I'm happy with it. My name shows up 2 or 3 times.
The end.
I remember.
But I've not been taken off the
Is
list,
actually
no.
good in this game.
Yeah, the Mount Cult's music is weirdly excellent now, isn't it? It was always like a filler track for me before, and now it's like the one I look forward to hearing.
It's so epic now.
Voted most improved, I think. Unless we have some other contenders for that.
We haven't heard any of the World of Ruin stuff yet, or at least I have not.
Yeah,
Sebastian, have you heard the
haven't.
Pixel Remaster material yet?
I haven't. Well, I started playing it. The problem is like I just like can't play games that aren't on my Switch. I don't know why, but it's like a psychological thing. So like because it's not on my Switch, I'm just like I haven't played it yet, and I'm like really excited to be here and like watch it in action.
Nice.
So
yeah, let's take just a minute here. Realms theme is about to play for us shortly at this cutscene here, but let's take 1 minute here and let Mount Colts loop once because it's really good here. There's like an extra brassy thing going on, some flute descant stuff. I don't know that I approve of the thing. The wind chime.
The wind chime, the low flute.
It does have a bolero.
Oh yeah,
quality.
bolero.
There is a bolero vibe going on here for sure.
I would much rather play this than bolero, though. If I'm like sitting in an orchestra.
All right, we have what will be our second to last Ultros fight coming up here.
Have you all performed bolero? I did in undergrad.
Oh yeah.
That's why I
don't
clarified.
remember.
It's fine to listen to, because when you're not playing it, you're absorbing all the orchestration changes and the thing that's interesting about it. But when you're playing it, it is just mind-numbing repetition.
I would never. It's like pop and circumstance when you're a band kid, you know.
Oh yeah,
Too
and
much
you're playing,
repetition.
especially if you're playing for an actual graduation, you're like timing it and just repeating and repeating and repeating.
Yep.
That's right, before Ultros retires to a desk job. Both here and in Final Fantasy XIV, where he checked people into the Colosseum. With various degrees of grossness, depending on what game you're playing.
But he doesn't get boss music.
I've had arms. You ain't out of my grasp yet.
He just gets random battle encounter music for this one.
Sadness.
I mean, he does get the epic opera grand finale music for that battle, so I guess it works out in the aggregate.
I guess.
Ooh. Okay, I put a lot of cayenne pepper in my hot chocolate. It's good, but it is like, wow, hello. Good evening.
Good evening. Beep, 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 beep.
Oh, and Sebastian, since this is your first stream with us, I've basically transcribed like 90% of the score. So if there's anything you want to see the original of and then kind of compare against the new version, let me know.
I would like to do that with the floating continent tonight when we arrive there, if you've got it, Dana.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes!
I have floating continent, and I also have the Atma weapon battle.
Nice. Alright, let's test out Sebastian's headphones. I can see that he's trying putting them on and taking them off down at the bottom there.
I like them. They're green. They're pretty.
Okay. All right, can we hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you're good now.
Yes.
Okay.
Bloop.
This
ready?
is Realms theme's last time it's going to play for a long time, so we're just going to listen for a minute here. We were introduced to this last week, of course. And while this plays, I'm going to embarrass Sebastian and read just a bit of the book here. Because your writing is really, really darn good here, frankly. And I wish that the academic side of this type of analysis had more florid prose like this. There's a big long section on Realms theme for us in the book here. But he writes that Uematsu has said that Realm is his favorite character, and it makes sense for him to have an affinity for the young artist. He has Realm's magic in him somewhere, in his gift of giving life through his work. He picks the right colors, makes the lines sharp and clean, and gets the framing just so. Through this instinct, he renders characters with remarkable, moving efficiency. Realm's theme is just 20 measures long, but it tells us a complicated story. It's childlike without being childish, a deft illustration, a precocious painter, a soft heart, a skinned knee.
Oh. I want that to be my bio.
That's really sweet.
I love it.
Julianne Grasso, PhD, soft heart.
That's a good Twitter bio right there.
For real.
All right, we're gonna paint Ultros now.
Yeah, and he like doesn't understand that this is a threat.
No.
The Uncle Ulti thing is so good. Also, she, very
I love the
casual
extremity
there,
of
threatening to
I'll
jump.
just kill myself. Right? It's very 10 years old. And I can say that with authority because I have a 9.5-year-old sleeping upstairs.
Yeah, and then everybody just like, Tara, look at that side eye, like, we're gonna guilt you.
Love it.
Really wants you to draw his picture. You can just hear how he's doing it.
Yep.
You're gonna love it.
I do hate, by the way, that throwing the Hawkeye has no sound effect. That really annoys me. Because those are Locke's best weapons by, like, 5 miles in this game.
What did the sound effect used to be?
It used to be a pitched type thing.
Yeah.
Why did they take that out?
I don't really care what it is. I just want some referent when he does the massive hurling axe thing, right?
Yeah.
What if it were like a sad trombone?
Maybe.
Just like throwing the arms up and down when excited. Reminds me of my daughter.
All right, let's
And the
move
wings.
onward.
So good. Oh, there you go. Rahanis will just make a shoomp for you. Anytime
Excellent.
you need it. Oh, that tuba.
Oh,
There's some great
wicked.
tuba moments in this remaster.
Yes, it's very good.
How was the opera? I totally missed
Oh,
that. I
it's
haven't even looked it up online.
horrifyingly terrible.
Oh
It's
no!
not that bad.
Oh no!
It's
I
in
thought-
in English. It's terrible.
English.
And
Bad.
what did we decide? The French and the German were the same
French and
vocalist.
The Korean.
The
I
French
think
and the Korean.
were sort of tied for.
Okay.
The ones
German was
people
pretty
like
good,
the
too.
most.
German was the same vocalist, I think, right?
Yeah.
And-
But we thought, French and Korean were the best performances.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had opera singer Annie Rosen on to talk about like technique and performance, which was really fun. Annie is incredible.
Honestly, if you pull up that VOD and then just go to that section, she just talks for like 20 minutes and we just sit there like in awe, just like letting her go. It was so good.
The nodding.
A lot of these streams have been my favorite because we've had so many good people
Mhm.
streaming with us. Here we go. I love this theme, and it's in 7. Who doesn't love a theme in 7?
Beautiful.
Somebody mash this up with.
This one is doing what I expected it to do in the remaster, for what it's worth, which is to say it's very close to the Super Nintendo game, but we have
Yeah.
a nice oboe now.
Not that
Just have
the
mean,
not that
rude
the-
oboe.
not- yeah, the SNES oboe wasn't bad. It had
was
a very
pretty
specific
good.
timbre.
It was like good for the time.
Yeah, it actually was
I-
weirdly good.
Oboes are occasionally beautiful, but never nice. Wow.
An oboe would cut you for $1. The shadow of
Slit
instruments.
your mama's throat for a nickel, man.
That's hilarious.
I want to see if this loops in the same point. I don't think there's a reason to expand this particular track.
I don't think so, but I don't remember.
But let's wait, because it should loop about now. And it does. Okay. I was always sad that this Esper dude that Terra is facing now gets a name. It's Yura. But we never see him or hear from him in, like, Magicite form or Esper form again. He's just in here for, like, this one sequence.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he played a bigger role initially and they just, like, left him on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, maybe.
Like a world building thing that, like, they have, you know, they all have names. One Scene Wonders or a stable of FF games. Well, it's like Siegfried in this game, you know. You're just like, oh, okay. I guess you happen.
Yeah.
Twice.
And I think as all four of the authors now who have written on Final Fantasy VI, either in chat or on this call right now, have mentioned, Final Fantasy VI is a huge game by Super Nintendo standards. It doesn't really leave a lot undone in comparison to, like, Chrono Trigger's Singing Mountain quest for Isla is unfinished, right? And the Trigger battle theme is in the game and unused, at least in the original release. They find a way to squeeze it in the DS remake. I don't think there's
so beautiful too.
I don't think there's a lot of extra material that wasn't somehow in this game. There's a couple things here and there. But it feels more like dummied out draft items that were intentionally cut in my mind than like unfinished side quests by and large.
Yeah, like it didn't get as far as like Uematsu writing a track for it and it getting put into the cartridge or whatever.
So for instance, there is a dummied out autograph by Maria that you can't actually obtain.
There's a phonograph, a scratched phonograph record as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I feel like there was originally, the opera scene was written slightly differently, so we might meet Maria, and then she got written out, like in a draft revision, but not because that scene is incomplete, in the Chrono Trigger sense, where Isla just doesn't get a quest.
Is that how you solve a problem, like Maria?
So, Sebastian suggests, and I think he's right about this, that she's named for Maria Callas.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
She's the opera singer, right?
General Leo! Hello, friend.
Oh, can you revive him in this?
I suspect only in the same way that you technically can in every edition of the game, which is to create a save on the raft with Bannon, and then play unblinking, unsaving, undying until this point, and then die and auto-continue. At which point, Bannon will be replaced with Leo in your team.
What do you think of the town themes?
Only for the rest of the raft ride, though.
You know, I like it. Sometimes he goes like a little ham with the flute situation when he's like redoing the music, but I think it's chill here.
Yeah, we said this is definitely like Celtic Moon vibes, but in a way that really suits this theme in particular.
You know, Patrick is right in the chat. This is technically not Thamasa's town music at this point. And it's because that, like, kind of nervous energy Strago music is not the peaceful vibe that we need out of this sequence. All is well. Mm-hmm. And it's South Figaro's town theme that suggests all is well, not the Themasian music.
We've uncovered the secret at this point. We know the townspeople have magic, so it's almost like Strago's theme is serving, you know, the purpose of like making the whole town sneaky, but also being his theme.
Mm-hmm. I guess I always heard it more as, and maybe this is coming off of Final Fantasy IV, which was the game I played right before this, it's the magic people theme, rather than necessarily the sneaky people theme. And so I would be like, I wouldn't be surprised if it still played here, because there's still magic people.
You do recall correctly, by the way, in the chat. The World of Ruin Thamasa theme is Thamasa's theme.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because their people were already ruined.
I like it.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Magic? Oh, no.
We haven't heard this in a hot minute.
He jumps.
So we've had some debate, Sebastian, about the Amano accurate Kefka sprite now. Like the white face paint is there, the purple.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It has like the collar. It's very dramatic.
Yeah.
It's really garish, which works. Color Pop X Kefka collab. Yeah, that would be quite an eyeshadow palette right there. They do collab with.
You can tell it's a feather this time. See, okay, the first time I played through this game, I thought it was like a hair clip, and I thought Kefka was a woman like the entire time I was playing. And then like I read, I think the manual or something, and I was like, okay, not a woman. Little less interesting, but I will accept it. Kefka's queer-coded. I think we can all agree Kefka's queer-coded.
Oh, absolutely. But it's also, like, queer-coded in a negative sense, where, like, this is the 90s, remember, so queer characters are still bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Like so many Disney villains, right?
Exactly.
Oh, Ursula.
Yeah. I love the castanets.
Yes.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Right. It turns out if you talk to anybody else with Leo in this sequence, you die. You can't fight the Magitech armor, you can't do anything, you have to go fight Kefka.
Well, and this sprite tells you a lot about sort of the fanciful nature of his character, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at those boots. I would wear those.
Yeah. Someone went to Saks.
1 damage off.
I always liked, because as a child, I did not know that there was a way to check what Leo's equipment was on the Super Nintendo game. But he has the offering, so he attacks 4 times. I just always thought Leo was an absolute badass.
Right.
Right?
Oh.
Only Leo could do it.
But no.
But he follows the same rules as everybody else. He's got just better equipment than you do at this point in the game.
And theoretically more training. You know, he's in the Empire or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. You're like, okay, there's no victory fanfare, and instead we're getting the Gestalt Empire theme.
Because Gestalt shows up right here, right?
Did he, like, say that in rhythm, too?
I clicked that, not the game.
Okay, I was wondering if that was auto-rhythmic. Emperor Gestalt. Hot dogs.
Aw.
Hello to Abby.
Yay,
And not
Abby. Also hello to Andrew.
Priority.
But mostly Abby.
But mostly.
Because she got hot dogs.
Yeah, Andrew greeted us earlier and then said he'd be
Sure.
back.
Sure.
We just,
For some reason,
That
the
red-
immediate fade to red feels even
no
harsher in this edition of the game, and I can't articulate why I feel that way.
it reminds me of like a light gel, like
Mm-hmm.
in theater.
Another way this is an opera. See? Proving that thesis over and over and over again, Ryan.
That's right. I mean, the stabbing,
Next-
right?
We're
The
covering
stabbing.
We're covering
We
that
love a stabbing.
chapter next week. It's gonna be a good time.
The connection I desperately wish that chapter had made, and I'm very grateful that you made it on my behalf, essentially, is comparing the idea of the opera within the opera to Ariadne.
Oh, yeah. Can I tell you, I worked on Ariadne, and that's the only reason I was able to make that comparison. Is because I worked on that show, and my voice teacher, like, that was her favorite show. She was, like, walking me through it step by step.
Nice.
Have we actually like done this theme yet? Like,
Yes, because it's the Jesus Christ Superstar one.
Yeah.
okay.
Keep in mind,
I
like,
can't
don't
remember.
know this, but I know
remember
this.
which of the transcriptions we've done at this point.
Yeah, we've done this one. We're just waiting on the floating continent. And I will note, when we get control again after this sequence, I spent a lot of time off stream leveling up certain characters, so we're just going to load a different file, be level 25, and go rock face.
Yeah. Way to prep.
Rock face?
I didn't want to, be like, let's go on the Liti River again and unlock Mog's water dance for 4 hours, right? Nobody wants to watch that.
That's such a fun, little quest to go on, getting that water dance. It's like around the world in 80 days. I was really proud of myself because I figured it out on my own. I was like,
nice.
Seb's a genius, Seb's a genius.
See, I always appreciated that the Game Boy Advance edition of the game provides you one and only one opportunity to unlock the water dance in the World of Ruin. Thereby
really?
saving you the trip. Because they add Leviathan as a optional fight in the Game Boy Advance version, like Final Fantasy V's Leviathan. And so, if you take Mog into that fight and don't use a dance, you'll get the water dance there.
It feels like cheating.
And yeah, contrary motion, in a couple weeks I will be dinosaur hunting by myself, without any of you. That's right, nobody wants to watch that. Maybe we'll kill one Tyrannosaurus so you can get the idea, and I'll be like, imagine that 1,000 times.
Yeah. That's a pain. Oh, wow. And I don't know what I feel about that new, X-Zone animation.
It's just genocide after genocide in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they do, and the
9,000!
third one, when the world ends, it's like the rule of threes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Genocide. Bet you can't have just one.
He sends out. Oh my goodness. They get such facial expression out of these little sprites.
For realio.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Instead of waking up, he's
why do we
resting
have
in peace.
yeah, I was gonna say, why is Awakening here?
Well, it's because of two things. We haven't had a truly sad track yet, except maybe Forever Rachel, but obviously that doesn't belong here. And Terra is the one who had the connection. Lenny is correct, because Terra doesn't love General Leo, I don't think, but had the heart-to-heart with Leo and had bonded with him the most. Right? I don't think it's a romantic love relationship between the two of them.
I always
in part because canonically she's 19 and he's 57 or something.
He's old.
I wouldn't have known that, but yeah, as a kid, I totally thought that she had feelings for him.
I thought
He would have been around when she was growing up.
Right.
Right? So maybe they had a prior off-screen situation. Not sexual off-screen, but just regular off-screen. Normal off-screen.
Look at that tentative little doggy.
Aww. Interceptor, and he's hurt.
Oh, he's tentative for that reason. See, they communicate so much in these little animations.
Mm-hmm.
Aww, he called him Buddy. And of course, watching him take care of the doggy helps on the love interest front there.
Patrick in the chat. No.
My goodness, we are getting saucy, and we're only a half hour in tonight.
I know.
This is early for us to get like this.
I know. It's in the text.
This is in the text, too. The lady who brought us tea tipped me off to the whole crooked plot. I'd barely finished exchanging pleasantries with her when she just blurted it out. And I love that the brother of all of them is like, uh-huh.
Pleasantries. Like, come on, bro.
Genetic.
Oh, I love that.
I love that it's a matter of courtesy.
Making move on her is courtesy. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Okay. In the midst of all of it, General Leo's dead.
Yeah, I like how Locke is immediately like, no, quit your like joking around. It's serious business time here, right?
What a terrible waste.
And of course, we'll take these two along with us. Now, one of the secret things about Final Fantasy VI is Realm is like an absolute murderous character. You put anything on her, and she is the best in the entire game. She starts at a very low level and can actually get more magic than anybody else because of that alone. And independent of that, already starts higher than every other character. She's better at it than Terra and Salazar.
Look at all this. Look at all this emotion and
This is one of the biggest
animation.
cast moments we've had so far, right?
Yeah.
Not 9 of them in the same place. Lover boy.
Most superpowers.
How old are you?
At least he's asking this time. God.
Can I see your ID before we...
I do like that this line has
Ew.
been changed slightly.
What was it before?
Because here it's you're a cutie little girl who's gonna like, you know, break some hearts of parentheses of other people, presumably someday, right?
Yeah. In the original, it's something along the lines of like him telling himself like, "Ooh, don't go there," because she's young. Like,
Right. It's like see you in a few years, kid, in the original Wolseley translation.
But before that, when he asks how old she is, and she responds, I think that they have him like thinking to himself, like don't go there or something. I can't remember what the exact translation is, but yeah, it's like it's creepy.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah.
I wonder if I just didn't catch that as a kid.
Well, it was in the this was the Japanese. This wasn't this wasn't the Wolsey.
Oh, the Japanese.
The Wolsey really is see in a few years. Like he's thinking about hitting on this 10-year-old child.
Oh, so it's I didn't catch that.
Anyway, we're gonna swap out some characters here. Now that we have full control of the game and can go wherever we want, pretend I've played for another 6 hours or so. And it turns out that at this point in the game, assuming you just want to win, your party should look something like this. Swap Terra in or out as you see fit. But Realm's magic is now 62 instead of 41. Celis is up there at 56. Sabin gets to join the party because he has the strongest spell right now for free. So I don't care what his magic damage is because he just can't run out of power. And we are gonna get in our airship and go do some things.
Yeah, Julian, I also hate when people ask toddlers
About their love lives.
yeah, like if they've, or even just like hinting that they're gonna like
They're
be
gonna
a
be
prom date
attracted.
for someone that they grow up with.
I know. Or like they're gonna get married. I know it's innocent, but I hate it.
I hate it too.
Hate
I hate
it.
it too. Yeah, we last summer went to an outdoor birthday party for a friend's son, and the grandmother basically insinuated like, "Oh, your daughter can be his prom date someday." It was like, ew.
Ew.
Alright, so now we have to fight the Imperial Air Force for no reason. We're just... Combat Gauntlet.
Uh-oh.
Like, no thank you.
Wah, wah, wah.
That's also a good reason to not find out the sex of the baby, because then you don't get like onesies that say like, "My daddy has a shotgun, don't get any ideas."
Oh my
I hate
god.
that. I hate that. I hate that.
Attack that with fire, please.
Yeah. We've seen some pretty horrifying ones. But we luckily got a bunch of like very gender neutral, like a lot of gray or like animal prints that weren't like reading boy or girl. So they're like really versatile.
All right, and just on the off chance somebody does level from this, hold on 1 second. We really want Celis to be like the person. And we want Realm to start learning cool stuff. And I don't really care about 7 as much, honestly. What do you know? You know Fire. You get to learn Cure 2. That's a good job for you.
Terra's theme, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Magic
And then they
stat
expand
does
it.
determine most of the blitz damage, Bassoon Dude. The exception is, of course, Pummel and Suplex are not magic determined. But Bum Rush, Aura Bolt, Air Blade, which I don't have yet, and the fire thing. Bum Rush, once you get it in the World of Ruin, is approximately as good as having a level 3 magic spell early. If you're just like doing napkin math to see what Sabin should do. But again, it's free every single round, so you should just do it. The general rule is if you don't know exactly what you're doing, every character should just have super magic powers. That's the solution here.
Yeah, you say that in your chapter, something about how you can just make super wizards and not care
That's right.
about any differences. I'm reading ahead. Ryan's going to be the guest on stream next week, but Karen's the guest tomorrow. Woo!
Yay!
So
it's
excited.
Me. I'm excited too.
We're reading the medievalism and emotion article from Post Medieval, and it's fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
And yet I think everybody maybe focuses more on the blog just because it's so much more accessible. I think this one being in Post Medieval, like a lot of schools just don't have access to it, so I'm really excited that we're gonna get to cover this one and more people can seek it out.
So, my question is this. We'll talk about Ragnarok as Esper versus Sword a little later.
Esper.
Why, when we're fighting the Empire, right? Why do Ultros and Schupan show up here? They're the Colosseum people. They are not related or connected to Gestalt in any way, as far as I can tell.
I always got the sense that he just like hired them freelance.
There he is. Schupan's coming around. You can see him coming.
Yeah, I always left Ragnarok as an Esper. Like, why would you kill him and turn him into a sword, y'all? You have no heart.
The sword is really, really good. We'll be getting the sword for sure. Are you kidding me?
It's awful.
Yeah! Wait, what?
Always leave him as an Esper.
Sword!
If you must choose, and keep in mind that in the Game Boy Advance version, you can just get other copies of the Ragnarok sword, so who cares? In this one, though, because I'm assuming you cannot do that, you should absolutely get the sword. It's so good.
Schupan is the weirdest sprite possibly in the game.
I agree with that, yeah.
No, really.
This is our last. That's giving me Arrested Development vibes where Kitty's like, this is the last time! Say goodbye to these. Schupan is like if there was a Macy's Day Parade chicken. Yeah, he definitely has balloon float vibes.
Hi. I'm Typhon.
Yeah, why is he Typhon?
Oh,
Can't
Typhon
we
is
just go-
correct. The other one's a translation thing.
I don't care. I've proven I don't care about that.
Someone explain the choice of the like electric violin thing here in this that we were just hearing.
You mean the Lindsay Sterlingification of
Yeah. It just it doesn't make any sense to me.
The
Someone
electric
sat down
guitar
and said-
stuff does make some sense, right? It channels like the prog rock aesthetic here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're picking up on a thing I have lamented in many a stream, but
Like maybe a string section, I would have been like less. I don't know.
yeah, it just sounds deeply uncool to me. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I'm a violinist, so I get to think that. The faces on this, like, Air Force. They're so creepy.
Dum, dum,
Yeah.
dum. Bing bong, bing bang, bang bang bang.
120 miles per hour.
This fight can take 7 minutes. This fight, if you don't know exactly what you're doing and are not, like, over-leveled, is hard, for what it's worth.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's one of those, like, the arms do different things, and...
Right. I'm making
You
it
can
look a
kill
little
one thing only to
easy,
have it
like,
healed.
I am over-leveled for this right now. And I'm over-leveled in the right ways, as well.
Hi, Dark Sword.
So, Dana,
FF6
I'm gonna
is
leave
shaped
the
like a donut.
victory music going here. Do you have your transcription you want to share
Sorry,
on Discord? Do you have your transcription of the floating continent you might want to share?
What? Yeah.
Let's do that. I'm gonna leave the victory music going here, and I'll just mute this. Give me a second. There we go. You share that on Discord, Dana, and I will make sure that everybody sees it
Yeah, I just gotta
on the
remember.
stream.
And so Sebastian is gonna have to switch over, right, to Dana's.
That's right. On Discord, Dana
Oh,
will share
on
her
Discord,
screen.
Yeah.
We'll look at Dana's transcription of the floating continent, and then we'll see how it sounds like in the Pixel Remaster. So do like an A/B comparison.
Got it.
What is it actually called? New continent. Right. Yes. There we go. Okay. Hit share my screen. Go live. All right, tell me when we're good.
Yeah, give me just a second, Dana.
Yeah, so Sebastian, I transcribed from the original.
You can go ahead
PC.
whenever.
And I mean, I compared it against the original game too, because I have it. So I was able to do that. But then the SPC, I was able to separate by channel, and that's how I do my transcriptions. But I make no claims as to things being, if I label it as an instrument, that's often either a best guess or just kind of the closest thing I had in my notation software. So there are a lot of places where I'm not trying to make any claims there. Because SNES can sometimes be a little bit strange the way it sounds. But anyway, here's New Continent.
Yes.
Yeah, that little tuba moment is real subtle.
Love it.
and then that's our loop
That's
point.
the loop, yeah.
Etc.
Oh, it's so good.
It's very
I
good.
love this track. Oh,
And it is one of
so
3
interesting.
places where we have that like heavy electronic set of instrumentation, right? We get it in the Devil's Lab at the Magic Factory. We get it on the Floating Continent, and then we have kind of this like weird synthesis of both of those 2 pieces for Kefka's Tower at the very end of the game. And those are the only places those instruments circle back. Let's turn on the game again, and we'll get going here.
Getting up and dancing the ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba.
Maybe this is like an obvious thing, but the harp in the Floating Continent thing, it's like a displaced prelude, right?
It does feel like a weird, like, displaced prelude arpeggio for sure. In the same way that Memoria from Final Fantasy IX is much more even clearly a distorted crystal prelude.
I also read it as connected to Kefka's instrumentation because he has the harp, which in my dissertation I argue is kind of arguing for like Flights of Fancy, Dream Sequence, kind of like his detachment from reality. And because, Kefka is up here on this dungeon.
Right.
I think there's that too.
Ah.
Ooh.
Oh my god, I forgot to switch over.
I'm going to wait for this to come in
This
again.
feels heavy.
I liked the wide vibrato thing more than that electronic sound.
Yeah! Why
I
did they
agree.
take that?
I can hear the low.
At least they kept that.
A little better. Yeah, the synths don't have as much bite to them. The electronic parts. I thought they had more grip in the original. The B section here feels weighty. Like, it's not slower, but the articulation almost makes it feel slower.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, driving forward with the energy right there.
I like that they're really able to get like the symphony in the songs. They did it in the Super Nintendo, but like you don't get the same like from it,
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I'm divided on this theme. I'm not in love with this version of it.
Yeah.
Also, why can't we just have this be one of those dungeons where the dungeon music plays even when you're in battle? Like,
For real.
Right.
I guess it can be a long enough section that might be just too much, but
Small.
Sorry, menuing time.
sorry.
Madeline has the
Nerdy
+1.
listen.
Does anything else have magic +1 on it? I don't think so. Not yet, anyway.
on, Katoba Pass. I said, come on, Katoba Pass.
Oh, Kate Sith does.
Everybody
Perfect.
To the limit. Everybody to the limit. Everybody come Katoba Pass. Fine. Misfit. Look how sad they are. They're so bullied.
The behemoths are like terrifying. Look at that spiky tail.
That's terrifying.
All right, now we're gonna run away from this, and
Yeah, was that Karen that said Catablepus?
Say what now?
Remember we were discussing how to pronounce that one thing in Final Fantasy?
I don't remember which thing it was.
all right, that works for
I'll
2
type it.
people. That's enough. That's all we need.
I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm very curious to know the correct pronunciation.
Catoblepus, right?
I don't remember talking about that word.
See, I'm tempted to make the S silent. Katoblepa.
It might have been another
I
group of
won't say
people.
I feel like it was you, Julianne, that said Catablepus.
I like saying Catoblepaz because I rhyme it with Fahogo guides from Strong Bad, from Homestar Runner.
Very, very, yeah.
And it has, I can't, but Catablepus is hilarious. Catablepus. I don't.
I like Catablepus. I mean, in honor of Stan, it really needs to be Catablepus.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, we'll add that to the repertoire.
And there is blep in the original
Shoot.
word, so
That was.
Catablepus. It's official. Yes, I remember when it was shout. But I've learned I can't have anything. I can have very little of the Woolsey apparently in the new version. It makes me sad. Shots fired.
Shots fired.
All right, we get Sasuke's katana here, which is our first kind of fake-out indication that this is the end of the game, right? Sasuke's katana is one of the big legendary weapons of Final Fantasy V endgame material. And I'm actually going to leave the Thief's Knife on in the weird hope that I can steal a Genji Glove. There's like a super low chance that becomes a possibility for me. But we start to get the good stuff at this point in the game. Or at least what the game wants us to believe is the good stuff.
Oh. Well, speaking of Catablepus. Hey, buddy. Boop, 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 boop. Put that thing away. There you go.
Also, there's the word cat in it, so cat and blep. It's totally a Stan word.
That's what I said. Here you go.
So good.
Catoblepa.
All right. We'll fight just one of these here. And invisible characters, by the way. This is the only, I think the only Final Fantasy game with this as a status, because it's so good, is you just can't be hit by physical attacks anymore. You win. Turns out that's very good. Too good.
Helps.
Okay, can't go that way anymore. Gotta go the other way.
This really is like Final Fantasy V. That track. There's your little airship.
Yeah, Basundu, the player characters always got an outline. It's enemies that did not, and they do not here. If you cast Vanish on your opponents, they're just going to go away. You shouldn't do that. And worth the quickest of notes, because the code here is modeled after the Game Boy Advance edition of the game, Vanish Doom does not work. No, Intanger is an enemy. He has no outline. He's invisible. Correct. No Vanish Doom
still
in
a
this
thing?
game.
Oh, how dare they? The gall of these people remaking this game.
Gaul, we're already speaking French.
Ah.
Ah!
Can't take you people anywhere. All right. I just want a shout out to... Nope, he didn't do it. Whatever, it's fine. He just snorted all of us away. Fantastic, Dragon.
Snort. You mean like Julianne last week?
Hell yeah, that was like
In
a
the
painful
chocobo.
snort.
The techno to Chocobo.
Yes,
It's so stupid.
it is bad.
Like the original is stupid, but I don't know.
This dungeon, by the way, the one hint I feel like that it gives you that this might not be the last dungeon is that it is very short if you know where to go. We are 90% of the way done at this point. I'm just going to save to make sure I don't embarrass myself in front of everybody. And then we have the boss.
Some of us who played this the first time at age 10, it felt like the final showdown.
Yeah,
It
hours and
did.
hours and hours.
It really felt final. Ha!
It's kind of yeah, it's pretty difficult if you're doing it for the first time.
It is, yes.
Especially in
Snort.
the era before, like, game facts came up.
And when you were just a stupid child.
And this, I mean, this was really just before my brother and I started going to that site for walkthroughs, because by, I think, Final Fantasy 7 and 8, I was, like, printing off pages, you
Yeah.
know, of different things. And we
Yep.
had at least one of those games, we had, like, a strategy guide, but it wasn't super comprehensive.
No, yeah.
Sigma Beta, that's for you. Saving twice.
Double
With
tap.
2 other backup saves elsewhere now.
I like how the mountain just, like, spits you out. Wow. Wow.
So here's your opportunity to go back. We don't want to do that, though. We want to instead go forward. And now we have another new track. Dana, do you have the Fierce Battle transcribed?
Yeah, let me find it.
Yeah, sounds
This
great.
one better be good. They messed this one up, I swear to God.
Right.
Yeah, this one is...
They'll mess it up. I'm done being optimistic.
It's the end of
All right.
the semester. Everything
Before we trigger it,
over.
again, we will jump over to Dana's view on the other scene. Dana, you can go ahead and let's listen to the original now.
Yeah.
There's our loop.
That fluty synth there in the beginning is also doing a really neat, like, kind of panning to either side, but I don't always indicate that.
I really like the doubled octave, like, two-timbred electric wailing sound for that. Right?
That's a cool texture.
It's very metal. And I want that to be right here when we trigger this boss. Let's have a listen.
Oh, God.
I will note, I cannot stop and linger to this very long in this fight. This fight is about winning and winning quickly. We will be doing that.
What if you put it on wait mode?
Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Yeah, it is on wait mode. I'll just wait in the magic menu. Okay.
It's so Phantom of the Opera. It's such a ripoff.
Yeah.
We're just gonna wait right here.
That sounds like the original, but like they put like a pass on it, like some kind of a...
But I wanted this to get the same treatment that Battle on the Big Bridge got in 5, where they just brought in a live electric guitar. We're like, fuck yeah, right?
Oh, I gotta go listen to that.
The FF5 Pixel Remaster Battle on the Big Bridge starts with an orchestral opening, and then there's like a baller electric guitar like slam.
Oh, man.
And you're like, oh, they did it the right way.
That one just makes me want to clean my kitchen.
This kind of sucks. Right? Like, I'm not feeling this, team. This is too electric in the wrong ways and too orchestral at the same time in also the wrong ways.
Yeah. Unless it has a really cool, like, B section repeat situation. What?
It doesn't. It's repeated exactly so far.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot in throwing this on an orchestra. I feel like the articulations haven't hit as hard as they do, or as I want them to. And like you can have an orchestration where the articulation hits harder. You know, that's all just a matter of how it was performed.
That's one of the things that I think is so neat about the 16-bit instruments is that you have, like, because they're fake already, like, you can use them in ways that you wouldn't normally use. Like you can do strings and flutes and shit and yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to complete this.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see this at like a Distant Worlds concert.
Oh, is he gonna kill himself? That'll make me feel pretty good. There we go. Yeah, this was very underwhelming for a track.
Yeah. If they're gonna try to trick you into thinking that this is the end, they're gonna have to do better than that.
The Super Nintendo game does a much better job on that front.
Yeah, they're not sneaking this one by old Sebastian. I'm onto them.
We had Jesus Christ Superstar and Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
Right? What other?
Cats.
All right, here we go.
Fingers crossed for some cats.
Some Moogle stuff.
Maybe that's where Catoplepot comes in.
There you go. We have
Wait, have we heard this before?
No, this is
remember that.
I think this might be a new track here.
This comes in, I think, in the trailer, like in the intro over the.
Yeah, I think this in the
Oh.
prologue.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait, is it this version though? No, it's not this version.
As an aside, I like the new visual effect for the statues.
I want that to be trumpets. or horns? I don't know. Maybe I'm basic.
Da, 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 da.
Do you want to switch over and see this one?
Whoa, this part's
Oh.
new.
This is all new material now.
This sounds very Wagnerian to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've gone from Andrew Lloyd Webber to freaking Wagner.
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
I
Awesome
really
cadence
liked
evasion
that,
right there.
actually. That was
I
awesome.
Like that. I was into
Loop
that.
evasion.
That was
They
very
made
good.
you wait for it.
I like
The
that.
silence at the end of that loop was incredible.
Oh.
Fucking
Almost.
terrifying.
It almost makes up
Amazing.
for how shitty the fierce battle was. That was really, really good.
Yeah.
Dana, did you pop yours over here?
Yep. So now we're doing it backwards, but
Yeah, we'll go
we
to.
haven't taken a. We
here's
haven't
the-
taken a look
yeah.
at this one yet.
We have not. Here's the original. Here's Catastrophe. Go ahead, Dana.
And I put it on the bridge because where else do you really get to use the bridge background? It starts with this motif, but it's a different song, Julianne. It's not
Oh.
actually Catastrophe. So that's our loop point in the original. I will note that oh, Ryan, did you pop it back over?
I did, sorry.
Oh, it's all right. I was just gonna show how chromatic that one was.
Oh, yeah.
and how my choices on that ended up being dictated by like, even though it required some double flats and things, I didn't want things to, be like natural and then flat or flat to double flat where it's on the same line. If it sounds stepwise, I wanted it to look stepwise.
Yeah.
So I made my decisions based on sort of the motion there.
This
I
whole
love
new
this.
section is tremendous.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the as I argue in the my dissertation chapter, which comes up a few times whenever we have Kafka or Empire themes, that bum bum bum, that theme I kind of associate with like magical power more generally, because it actually shows up in any of this type of theme, Kafka's themes, and it even shows up
Ew. Sorry.
in other characters' leitmotifs when we're referencing magic.
So, she's got an incredible line in the Woolsey edition of the game. And I'm hoping that it is preserved here. I forget what Slattery does. No, boo. So this line in the original Super
yeah.
Nintendo game is, I wish I had never been born,
Yeah.
at the end of that ellipsis.
Yeah.
And then,
She's the product of genetic engineering to infuse her with magic.
right, then she runs and stabs Kefka here, which is awesome. But I really like the I wish I'd never been born, in part because of the foreshadowing for what is coming, our direction.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then Kefka like freaks out, like, "Oh, right, you're actually mortal, Kefka." He's like pissed that he's bleeding.
Yeah, I agree with Contrary Motion. This is the moment, not the island. Right here is when Celis becomes the main character over Terra. Ooh, I did not control the rhythm of that. That was just done for me.
I love this like Wagnerian moment, which is something for me to say because Wagner doesn't tend to be a favorite of mine. But
Right.
This particular scene that we're watching now, though, this new material goes so well.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh lord.
At least Gestalt realizes Kefka's a liability, if a little too late.
I love, by the way... Good, they kept it the way it should be. No resultant effect here. I love the finger wag from Kefka, which recalls Edgar's level of like braggadocio and confidence. Except now it's not like your bro. Like Edgar's a fraternity brother king, right? Like for now it's like been repurposed here for an even more nefarious purpose.
It's mirrored.
Like, you're not gonna get me. Why isn't my magic working?
Meltdown.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that was very
You didn't say the magic word. You didn't say the magic word.
Bam, bam.
Yeah, Murton is supposed to be Meltdown, which is also...
What? That's what Murton was.
And Meltdown is also, I will note, one of Vivi's ultimate spells in Final Fantasy IX. There's a connection there that is lost in the translation.
I thought Murton was just like Meteor's like ugly younger brother or something.
Yeah. Same. Like a weird version.
Yeah.
And right here, he's like insulting the statues who have this like ultimate power. Like, you idiots.
You
know?
fools. March the right.
Insulting their aim.
Stage directions.
Run, runner, you'll be well done. There's a
That's
line.
original.
That's preserved.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's up there with Spoony Bard.
And then he just kicks his body. Like, oh my gosh.
I absolutely love, by the way, that they differentiate from Final Fantasy II here. We never fight Gestalt once in the entire game.
Well, that's the bureaucracy of the Empire, right? Like, he has other people to do his fighting
That was
for him.
well timed.
Ugh.
Ouch.
Like, very nearly falls off the continent. Pearl is a wonderful spell.
This is a very, like, Supreme Court kind of metaphor to me.
Ooh.
Disturbing the balance. Oh boy.
Shadow's headband a different color?
Isn't it always yellow?
Shadow's headband is different, correct.
Okay. I was like, oh.
Was it purple?
I think it's red in the original Super Nintendo game.
I think it's like a red or like orangey, reddy thing.
Yeah. All right, now we've got to move here.
Yes.
Now we gotta hurry.
We do, in fact, have to hurry. And it is this track, by the way, where the combat music quits on us, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because
this feels very Final Fantasy IV. Something about it. Maybe it's the bass line.
Oh yeah, I think it is the bass line. Besides the.
And I think we looked at the transcription of this one of the other times that this came up.
Yeah.
Because we talked about the minor key quotation of Terra's theme, the triplet string at the end of this.
Oh, good timing for Realm to learn Fira right there. Now I can actually do my job with her.
Right here, this whole.
Na 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 na.
Yeah, that the upper violin line in particular, that triplet run, I'm like, oh, I can just feel myself in high school playing like a seating audition on that excerpt. Like sitting in Cleveland Orchestra Youth Orchestra being like, I hate this. It's so high. That's exactly the kind of passage work they would always test you on in Violin Land.
It's kind of like the harp line from the Floating Continent theme. I mean, it's not obviously like the same thing.
Yeah.
That same kind of outline.
It has the
Contour,
up and down
yeah.
kind of the motion to it.
Oh, Arrow, yes, I am going to wait.
Yes. He's not a total monster despite turning Ragnarok into a sword.
I mean, come on.
Oh, rats, fire heals the stupid thing. Hold on. It's ice that I need to do instead here. I knew that. I don't know what I was thinking. I will note that Sebastian does well to point out in the book, you can't see everything in the game in one playthrough here because you must make a choice whether you know it or not here. And there it is. Now we have 3 minutes to chat. If you just get on the airship right now, Realm has a recurring nightmare whenever she sleeps in an inn in World 2. Which I love.
You like the nightmares?
I do, yeah.
I've never seen them because I have always waited.
Have the recurring nightmares, so it's like a father like daughter thing.
Yeah. I will say I'm not a fan of having to wait this time on stream, but that's fine.
This is the best track, so it's not a lot going on, but
It's absolutely wild that they make you wait this long. I'm going to refill my whiskey, actually, during this 2-minute wait. And I will be
Everyone
right
refill.
back. Everyone refill during this short break. There's your timer for when we're starting again.
I'm gonna take a bio break myself.
Excellent. All right, back in 2 minutes, everyone.
I'm gonna sit here.
I may segue
think-
off camera and go into the chat
Okay.
because I have to be up super early tomorrow morning.
And then
So I may-
and then on stream. So
Huh?
excited. And then on stream with me. So excited.
Yes, yes. So I will see everybody in the chat. I'm gonna peace off Skype.
Awesome.
Ciao.
Here if I can get Joe to pour me a whiskey. So that I don't have to get up. Juliana, is it just you and me?
Oh yeah.
Let's entertain the masses.
Any requests from the
Make-
masses?
Make up lyrics for this.
Well,
Free bird. That's a good request.
All right. Here's to the end of the term, everybody.
Yay! I'm seeing if Joe will pour me something.
ranch water to celebrate my.
Yay! I love the ranch water for you.
The second.
I don't have
Tomorrow's
any in my house.
last day of class teaching at UT Austin.
Hooray!
Aw.
Do you have finals after that,
but
Julianne,
also
or no?
on to new adventures.
Yes, but they're just going to be submitted online, so they're all essays. So.
Okay.
Whew.
Yeah, I actually had my final projects last night, and they were friggin' incredible! Last 2 weeks, students have been presenting.
We had the pitches last night to see which student game ideas will progress forward into the third class of the minor last night from 8 to 10 p.m. And this was the best, strongest cohort we have ever had here at Michigan State. It's going to be a really tough decision by Professor Jeremy Bond to figure out which projects are moving forward. Really proud of all the MSU students this year.
Like game design projects?
Yep, they had 10 pre-produced games that they pitch.
Where is Shadow?
And they'll spend, well, hold on, 6, 5. There it is.
There we go. I
Shadow
can't
shows
remember
up.
when it actually was.
Pretty late. Ha!
Shouldn't they have jumped off more of the side? I guess they were just calculating the velocity of the airship. And you're like, well, that doesn't look good. Oh, fire. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna cave in these continents real quick.
Man, I was like not okay as a kid when this happened. Oh,
It's supposed to wreck you.
it
Right.
really
It's effective.
so effective. Wow.
That's a slightly new visual effect there that recalls like Luminaire from Chrono Trigger.
I was just gonna say
Luminaire.
And I mean that in a positive way here because, of course,
Yeah.
this moment right here, we see this zoom out image of Earth
Yeah.
here, right? But the future refused to change, right? Like,
Yeah. Right.
On that day.
I love we have silence.
I have some of the dark.
yeah, the
Dark
use of
World
silence
themes.
in this game is so
We'll get
awesome.
the Dark World theme when we get there, but we don't get it yet. We only get
I
silence
have this
here.
one. We only get the C.
That's right.
Do you
There's
have
no
the
music
score
here.
for the silence? Just like one rest. Like a quarter
If you
rest.
venture out into the world map early with Celis, which I should note is possible, you can hear the Dark World music early. But I would argue strongly that you are not intended to do that. You are intended to just absorb the silence here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is nothing out there for you. If you go out there, you cannot use the enemies for either of the purposes that they're useful for right now.
So
Which
I
is-
will note, just while we have a quiet moment here, I pulled up my dissertation because I don't remember what I said. But I talk about the rising gesture in Metamorphosis and Catastrophe, which we just heard both of. And saying it's not associated with any one particular character does seem to represent magic more generally. It appears at moments where major power is unleashed. And then I have a footnote basically saying Catastrophe obviously is in the same key as opening theme 2 and contains almost identical introduction. Catastrophe is more densely textured and more expansive, creating the sense that the encounter on the floating continent will be the climax of the game. So that was my read on that kind of recall to the opening as being part of the like fake out that this is going to be the end.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I say, the cataclysmic battle doesn't take place because of Kefka mutinously assassinating the Emperor. Womp womp. Party has to witness the triumph of the, quote, bad guy and spend the second half of the game in a ruined world growing strong enough to reclaim power and restore footnotes. Good times. But then in that kind of I say it's not to say that motive never appears in a character leitmotif, but the 3-note version always seems to represent magic. But I argue that like Terra's theme is generated out of that motive, da 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 da, because it's the same rise. It's very Wagnerian in that sense. The way the themes are derived out of the exact pitch content.
I was driving myself crazy earlier when we were doing that I forget what battle it was, where they were playing Save the Espers. There's this passage that goes.
Oh yeah.
That's a quote of something, and I remembered what it was after I wrote my book, and I've forgotten again. So I'm gonna drive myself crazy, trying to think of that for the rest of the night.
We're going to avoid that organ theme for
Sounds
now.
a little bit like Final Fantasy IV, but that's probably not what you meant.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Let's get Sid some food
You're talking
here.
about in Save Them, right? Before it goes into the Terra quote.
What is it?
Here, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up and see if looking at it helps. Even though we're like nowhere near that.
Sid must die.
So, for the record, I have to point out that when we did this 5 years ago as our first game we ever did, Dana did not know that Sid could die here.
We do have to mention that.
It wrecked me.
Dana was shocked.
I didn't know he could live until like the 4th time I played.
Me too. I was on that camp.
I was
save
just
him.
so dedicated to fishing, and she like calls him granddad and everything. Like I was like, I have to save him. And then if I got like a bad fish, I would go back and get a good fish. Like I wouldn't just give him whatever. I would kill myself to make it work. But I mean, haha, that's funny because I didn't kill myself because
philosophy-
I succeeded.
Yes.
I was just like, he needs the calories, like
Yeah, good fish, bad fish.
I also like
Red
left,
fish.
Not long enough.
tried to explore the world, was wondering what this like annoying sort of organ dirge was. Like I
have that for in a moment here when we're through this.
I will
phase.
note that if he does
Oh,
live
Rodney
here,
Fish still
and to be
swimming.
clear, we're going to kill him. If he does live here, he is not developed. He has one line of dialogue that's like the equivalent of like if Tar Heel lives in Morrowind. Clearly he was supposed to die. How did you even figure out how to save him type of situation? And he's not developed as a character at all. He doesn't join the party in the way that he would were he intended to live. Right? He's just there. That is the end for you, Sid.
It's already such a mess. Like, why did they edit the rest of this stuff out? Just throw the rest of it in. We already got 14 characters. Why don't we have 18, you know? Let's make it, just go for it.
I love that, by the way, in this edition of the game, apparently, when he's about to die, there's no fish.
Oh, no.
They don't even let you, yeah. Kill that bird.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Yep, he's not walking.
Why is he wearing a raincoat?
We've talked about what he looks like many times.
It's like a hot dog outfit.
That was always my question.
Hot dog outfit, rubber chicken suit.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here.
After this scene, I'm gonna go get I have the artwork. The Amano artwork.
Yay.
Okay.
I hate being told this is the right way to play this game. I still don't accept it 5 years later.
In terms of the emotional arc for the character, that's a hill you're not going to push me off of. This is the correct
She's gonna push herself off that
canonical ending. I will note that the lack of the music box timbre here hurts this particular use of the piece a lot.
Yeah.
Also,
It's like Marl's
Less intimate.
game.
it's like this weird mixture of beautiful and absolutely horrifying to me that you have control here.
Oh my god.
That is some... Oh, the Christmas part, I don't know. But yeah.
Yikes. Ah.
Yeah, the flute here is not nearly as poignant as the music box is in the original.
Yeah.
For this sequence.
Yeah, because
Music Box is all about memory, right? And
nostalgia, right?
just-
For like,
and nostalgia and
For innocence. Yeah.
But you give them as gifts, right? You give them to show.
affection for one another and just
mhm. I will also note
this theme
that
doesn't
there is a symmetry between the geography of that cliff and the geography of the Opera House castle that she throws the flowers off of.
Yep.
That's lost here when the entire castle is rendered as Octopath Traveler.
Oh, they did that?
Yeah, the whole opera sequence is 2D, 3D, and it's the only sequence in the game that is.
Yeah.
Yep, it's definitely.
I
love
agree with
theme.
Andrew. It's a love theme rather than a memory nostalgia loss moment now.
Also, I love that you can see that there's something tied to the bird in the sprite.
Yeah.
I don't think I remember that from the original.
It was there. You could see it on the Super Nintendo.
I don't think it was that bright blue, was it?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, I wouldn't have seen it because I never
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I never saw this sequence. No wonder.
Interesting to me that they play Forever Rachel.
Forever
here.
Rachel here. Yeah.
So the use of Forever Rachel
If
here
they had played Lot's theme,
is the most Wagnerian leitmotivic use of a theme in the entire Final Fantasy franchise here. Because we're not actually talking about Rachel per se at this moment. We're talking about Locke and or about how Celis is envisioning herself as Rachel's replacement at this point. Right, but Rachel as a character might as well not exist in the narrative. In the same way that
it's possible that the player hasn't seen that sequence.
it is.
I didn't see it. Yeah.
I don't think I ever really saw this sequence until the Dark World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when I did the Phoenix tape without ever having seen it, and I was like, what is going on?
Just reviving this random. Hey, fine.
Oh.
I'm gonna wait.
Oh,
Wow.
yeet, bop, boop. All right.
I don't know that I'm in love with that edition as much as I was the Catastrophe one.
I didn't hate it, but I feel like it didn't go there.
I wasn't expecting it.
It was nice. It's like,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the most
but
melodic edition I've heard.
I think it shows you just how beloved this theme is that they decided to give that one an extension.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, Darth Plagueis is reminding us, it's so represented in fan arrangements that, yeah, if you hadn't played the game, you'd assume like Rachel's a major character.
I'll have to go back and look for some of those fan arrangements. I don't know if I don't mean that it's shitty. I just mean, like, I was in like the, you know, like 1990s, like MIDI, like days. That makes it.
This sequence sounds very Joe Hisaishi inspired to me. The composer
What
for the
is that?
Miyazaki Studio Ghibli
Yeah, the-
films.
Ghibli.
It reminds me of another game particularly too, but I can't place it.
Got a little bit of Terra's situation in there as well, just unless I'm misremembering.
I don't even remember if we did I think we did Forever Rachel, didn't we?
Yeah, we did it
Did we-
originally.
I don't think it actually played in the game yet, though. I think we did it
Maybe
with
not.
locks.
Yeah.
Because we looked at locks and then we just played my Forever Rachel. All right, I've got Dark World if you want to switch over. Let me share it really quick.
Ooh, Matsu loves this track.
I'll mute it here, Dana, and we will switch over.
Yeah.
And you can go ahead,
depressing.
Dana.
Yeah, this is basically the most depressing thing in the game. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like really low.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what we want. I don't know that staccato was the right. I think I should have put like
Tenudos.
Potato.
tenudos, because it's weighty, but still cuts it off.
Right.
But I did this quickly, so this was one that I actually wasn't gonna do, and then I kind of changed my mind. I was like, I guess I should do this one. So tasty. Put the wind in the music track. I want them to know what grief truly is. And we have the tubular bells here for like the fateful. In case you didn't already associate that with like bad in
Death.
this game.
Right.
Yeah. Very
Karen.
Requiem-y. So yeah, see the stream tomorrow where we talk about Karen talking about bells in games. Love the little flute duet here.
I want to go back to what Lenny said a minute
Just
ago
so
here.
static.
The music box doesn't always have to mean nostalgia and memory, but during a sequence when somebody is attempting suicide and reflecting on how terrible things are right now, that is what it means in that sequence.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting point, Lenny, that like staccato actually just based on like the mechanics of playing an organ, like it will kind of come out like that sound if you put it as staccato. I hadn't thought about that because I'm not an organist, but that's an interesting point. But yeah, that one's so dirge-like, and here we go.
Oh, switch over.
So the piano sound is a little more clear now, but otherwise this seems to be a pretty straight arrangement.
Slightly slower.
Yeah.
Like they're really playing out the dirge.
I would have expected them to go with like a heavier sound for the bell.
Yeah. I like that better.
The flute is lower in the mix as well. The organ is like unceasing.
I barely hear the harmony flute.
It is present, but only barely.
Yeah, it's like barely in the mix.
Worth a note, before I move Celis here, this is the only time a character is lying down on the world map. That she's just washed ashore somewhere.
Celis fell down.
Alright, let's go. Do you have the new town theme transcribed?
I have the town theme.
Let's do that as well.
We have a lot of new music today.
What's this?
Kind of exciting.
Yeah.
What's this one? The Day After.
The Day After. I really, really like this piece.
Yeah, this is our sad post-apocalyptic town theme. All right, am I good?
Did we lose Karen really quickly?
Oh yeah, Karen hopped into chat because she has to get up for a conference in Belgium tomorrow.
Oh, we still have her up on.
Right. I'm gonna take her. I took her off the stream for her own sake. Okay.
Okay,
you can go ahead now, Dana.
Okay.
Ambiguous Final Fantasy VI wind instrument that sounds like oboe or English horn.
This was before we had Matthew Valente on to confirm some of the original sources of the samples.
Boom, boom.
This piece is just excellent.
So we still have a lot of markers of like town theme, the stepwise motion, you know, the consonants, the instrumentation.
Even the way the flute is being played now feels like it's trying to recreate the diphthong of the human voice. Da-dun-dia-da. Right? There's like the extra trilled note there that's very vocal.
Yeah, so now when I call this ambiguous mandolin guitar, what we learned with Matthew Valente was it was actually the Greek lute, the bouzouki.
Not Ouroboros. Yeah,
is it bouzouki? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but you know, he found the original source of it. So a lot of times where it sounds it really does sound halfway between a mandolin and a guitar. That's what it tends to be. But there are a lot of places, of course, where it's like clearly like a banjo or an acoustic guitar. So there are distinct samples, but that's one of the ones that I think might actually be the bouzouki. Bouzouki?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't have any Greek in my in my language studies.
Let's see what we have here.
Hello, bass.
Hello, Shaker.
Ooh.
And that's clearly that lute, so.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I accept this. I like it so far.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I want the flutes to come in after the first 16 bars right here.
Flutes could take a break.
Like this.
And they did in the background. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
A really deft touch to this one.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh.
I love this.
Be Still My Heart, there's an accordion.
Okay.
Right?
Oh my
It's
gosh.
very like
There's chord change.
Streets of Paris.
The rhythm has changed yet again here.
I am.
Oh yeah.
You have sold me on this one.
Wow, I did not expect.
This is another
This.
candidate for best blow up.
Yeah.
Although this theme was already good, so Mount Colts went a lot further from like being not as interesting to really good. But this one is up there.
We'll have a poll at the end.
Oh my gosh, there's an accordion. I love it. I love it so much.
This is
Yeah.
I'm like hesitant to move. I wasn't even going to stop at this town. The only reason we're here is to hear this.
Oh, we can hear we can hear Johnny C. Bad here too, which I also have.
Where do we go to do that?
In let's pull mine up first,
Oh,
and then it's in the cafe
Is it?
where all the soldiers are.
Okay, yeah, I'll mute this for a moment. Gosh, that was so good.
That's so good. That's so good. Here, and this one's a fun one.
Go ahead,
go ahead.
Sebastian, before we get going with this other track.
oh, I'm just gonna say, I have a question. There's this like chord progression in there at the like very end of the loop.
That comes back in Uematsu's writing so much. It's literally, when I was researching my book, I was like going through all of the Final Fantasy games, and it appears in all of them. And in fact, like the end music of Final Fantasy V, Dear Friends, that's like, I think that's the only thing that is.
Oh yeah. Brum, 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 brum. Yeah, for
It's
sure.
It's that over and over and over again, and I just like I wonder like how it just feels like
What is it when Bach like signs his name in his music? It feels like very much like a signature that he uses like throughout. I don't know. I just think that's interesting.
Write that paper. Submit it.
Yeah.
okay. I didn't go to music. I had a music minor.
Hey, you can.
Feel a little,
You know
like,
what? We don't
underqualified.
do enough collaboration in this field. So
Yeah.
hitch yourself up to the wagon of a music theorist.
And
Or
also,
someone
like,
here, and we would happily help you with that.
I've already read the one passage, but like the analysis in the book is absolutely as good as anything else that exists in this field.
All right.
Oh,
Speaking of, it's really good.
Thank you.
Everyone read it.
Too much gatekeeping in music theory. Everyone's a music theorist.
All right, let's hear this, Dana, and then we'll go in and hear the new one.
Okay, so Johnny C. Bad is a really fun track because it's like really random in this score. It's an outlier. Obviously, it's a play on Johnny Be Good. But it is, your classic like 12-bar blues. So it's just super fun. And actually, the hardest part for me to notate was the drums for this. So no promises. No promises that it's perfect, but he really does a lot of like drum fill stuff, and that's pretty. It took a lot of doing. So I almost didn't do this one because of that. I had everything else.
Marty McFly.
I know that movie like the back of my hand. We just have like big drum solo here. And now we get a bass part.
Welcome to the 12-bar blues. What you like to know? You got tonics and then you got predominance. And then you got 5, 4, 1.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good, guys.
It's great.
They could really make this good though in the remaster or whatever the hell this is called. Yeah, remaster.
I love this part.
Yeah, the triplet measure is super good. All right,
so
Vent
being,
loops.
Mostly acoustic instruments. Like I've always thought that this totally slaps.
It does.
Like it does not even need to be electric. Okay, so go into the to your left there. I think this connects over to the.
I truly want a saxophone. Like truly.
Does it not play here?
Please, Mommy, I want the sax.
Oh, I really thought it played here. I mean, it does at some point. We just must not be there yet.
No, it plays in South Figaro, I think, not here. Because this is definitely the pub.
No, it totally does. Because there's soldiers. Maybe it's in the. You have to go in when it's still the light world.
Oh yeah, do you have to talk to him because it plays in the flashback?
Oh yeah.
That was in the light world though. But
oh, talk to the clerk man.
Clerkman.
Because he gets all nostalgic for how things used to be. Yes.
Okay. Here we go.
I like that it's still kind of a honky-tonk detuned
piano.
You can't. You have to go to the Coliseum to hear it in full. We'll hear it next week.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll hear it next time.
For now,
anyway,
I don't think there's anything for me to go buy over there. I do need to do this, and I'm gonna do this. All right, and bought me back now. Let's walk over to. I think it's Zen is the next town. We'll pick up Sab and we'll be done for the day.
Yeah, well, we bring up, Back to the Future. Oh, nice.
I pulled up the concept art for Sid. He is wearing a fucking raincoat.
Yeah. Yeah, he absolutely is.
Tell me.
Is that in the Ultimania, Sebastian?
It's in the sky.
I have it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
It is
really
Zen. So check this out. You take a step forward here.
Sorry.
And I need to have a ribbon and a ward bag. Okay, I did it right. And look who it is.
Holding up an entire.
Be my lucky pal. Do, 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 do.
Okay, we need to run. There's a lot of good treasure in here, actually, and you want to get it all. You don't really care about the kid. Nobody cares about that. You want the goods. What? Tell me I'm wrong.
I have a crush on 7. Is that so wrong?
No.
I don't know. You got, like, the bodybuilder man, right?
I mean, I could pull up the concept art.
It's pretty good.
Mono like that.
Yeah, Mono's concept art is stunning. The Sky is expensive because it's a 3-book set in a slipcase, but it's beautiful and it's worth getting if you're a fan of. I've always liked Amano's art because he also did the Sandman, the Dream Hunters with Neil Gaiman, and which is beautiful because like they discovered a Japanese folk tale that actually very much mirrored the story that was being told in the Sandman comics, so it's kind of a one-off telling this Japanese folk tale, and so Amano does the art, and it's unlike any other graphic novel. It's so beautiful. And that, plus all of this concept art, I've just always loved Yoshitaka Amano. I'm scared. Don't worry, you're safe. Ooh.
The Magicite shards are really useful as well, for what it's worth.
Beyonce.
In edge case usage here.
Irreplaceable. To the left. All of the monsters in a box to the left. Told ya!
That was nicely done. But yeah, I will note, since Back to the Future came up, that my 30th birthday party was an Enchantment Under the Sea dance, and Ryan sent over a chiptune
Earth Angel.
Of Earth Angel, like custom, because the bar where we had it is like a beloved like geek bar, where I met my husband, and Ryan like sent it over to the owner, and then he like brought it up and played it in the middle of the party, like, hey, Ryan sent this over for you. It was really cool. And of course I made Lorraine's dress, so. And Joe was like, that means I have to go with George McFly, right? Because I have to be like your density. I was like, yes, Joe. You understand your role. We had been dating less than a year at that point. But he knew.
Oh my goodness.
I like that whole second house to the left like collapses because he moves.
Exactly. Yeah, that was a pretty good animation. Looked pretty crappy.
I don't know if this will show very well on stream. Oh no, it's gonna block like. Oh, there we go. I even had like I made the sign and everything.
All right, let's buy
there we go.
Seraph here.
My mom helped me paint the sign. So yeah, there's the Enchantment of the Sea dance. There's my Lorraine dress and Joe in his little George McFly white suit jacket.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my 30th
Take your damn pants off her.
Exactly. Well, and because we had it at the local nerd bar, you could rent the whole place out and like close it down to the public. But instead of doing that, I was like, what if we advertised it as a costume contest? And I paid to get like a gift certificate for the winner. So it was like a $50 gift certificate for the winner. So we had people show, because like this bar, their Halloween party was the best party in town because you would get like professional cosplayers that would show up. And so I knew it was going to be absolutely incredible. And so the person that won, actually, he did Marty McFly, but he did like Marty at the dance Marty McFly. So he had the disappearing photograph, and it was like one of those like lenticular photos.
Wow, yeah.
So when you moved it, the kids disappeared.
That's awesome.
And he had the electric guitar, and he had it was perfect.
That's so great.
All right, we are right at 11 here. But if memory serves, we can do one more thing before we're done for the day. Isn't there a chocobo something around here?
Professional cosplayers are they're very talented makers, you know, depending on the type of cosplay they do. That could mean that they have you know, pattern making and draping experience, like they, you know, went to fashion school or did costume making. But there's also a lot of kind of like DIY, like leather smithing or like molding like foam to kind of look like leather, and then painting. Like the folks that do that stuff, or they make chainmail, or it's like they just figure out how to do everything. They repurpose old clothes. It's so good.
Run,
I have real love of people who are really good at cosplay.
That they are truly amazing.
There was a group that would win the Side Quest competition every year because their Halloween costume contest, they would have like funniest, they would have, you know, best overall.
I know I missed the chocobo. I know. I knew like there was one somewhere. It's too bad. It's gone now.
They do a best group costume.
I'm just gonna run over there.
1 year the group costume was I'm forgetting the name of the show with the Demogorgon.
Stranger Things?
Thank you. Stranger Things. It was they did the cast of Stranger Things, and the person that was the Demogorgon, they like molded the entire costume out of like, I guess, rubber. Or
That's
like,
wild.
It felt like rubber, but it must have been some kind of a foam.
You touched it?
Well, yeah, because after the party, they left it in the bar, so it was just in the bar at all times.
Oh wow.
So like, yeah, you could go and like touch it. It was pretty amazing, and that same group won a different year by being different iterations of Harrison Ford. So they were like Harrison Ford in different movies he had been in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I was going to do the Moblus sequence for Sebastian before we ended. But instead, we will start there next week, and we should absolutely make Sebastian hear Techno Chocobos arrangement.
That is absolutely what we need.
Seriously, not just me. Everyone needs a pot of themselves.
So here it
I
is.
can come back. You guys are my only friends, so.
I love friendship. It's my favorite move in Mortal Kombat.
This is, well, it is what it is.
We have some feelings,
This
but
should
we're just
have
gonna
not
let you
been
have feelings.
changed. It should have not been changed. Dooba 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 doo doo.
I like the square wave.
It's not terrible.
Alright, let's talk to you.
Hatery.
Yeah, I don't hate this. This is giving me Mega Man, like,
I mean, okay,
get rid of the sound effect.
I don't like that.
I like the chiptune moment there. Again, from Sebastian's book here, with the exception of Uematsu's signature omnipresent electric bass, organs and electronic instruments appear rarely in other places and are never associated with the heroes directly. Parentheses. For the purposes of this discussion, let's count Techno to Chocobo as a running gag, and not as a reflection of chocobos as ostriches of the damned. Wow.
Trevor arrives at the wrong party to Chocobo. Wow.
It does sound like somebody made a fart noise into the microphone at the start
really
of this
does.
track.
It really does.
That's, yeah, I could leave that behind, but I gotta tell you guys, I don't hate this. Am I crazy? I don't like it.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it, but I just prefer the originals.
It reminds me strongly of Chocobo Racing from Final Fantasy VII. I really love that chiptune moment that reminds me of FF2, honestly. That's my favorite part. This.
Well, and these, like, synthesized, drums, the tom drums.
Yeah, yeah.
They're giving me... It's very Mega Man.
It is, for sure. The choo-choo-choo-choo-choo.
It's like Flashman, but he took some E at the club.
Yeah. Choo 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 ba 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 da ba. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I do love that this is in the world of Ruin too. It's like the scenes are made of blood and we're listening to Tycho the Chocobo.
Yes.
Yeah, doing the Chocobo theme in the Dark World always seems a little bit like, what?
Yeah.
The Chocobo are untouched by time.
They're so pure.
Yeah.
Yep. So my current plan, just so everybody has a heads up, is to spend 2 weeks doing the World of Ruin side quests, and then we will finish up at the end of May. We'll be done with FF6. The last week of the month, we have Andy and Jolaversa coming on. Managed to book both of them, which is rare. Coming on to help us finish this thing out. So we'll be making our way through the rest of the game for May, and then who knows what we're doing in June. I have not even thought about it yet. I have to get through tomorrow first, and tomorrow is going to suck.
For real.
It's the last day of the term.
Oyster.
Like,
Same.
please just, like, thoughts and prayers, team.
Thoughts and
I'm going to need
prayers.
some energy for tomorrow. But thanks, everybody, for joining us, and we'll see folks next week. Sebastian, thank you so much for joining us. This was a blast.
Thanks, Sebastian.
It was a
Thank you
pleasure.
so much for being
Anytime.
on. And join me
Anytime.
tomorrow at 2,
Anytime.
where I will be having Karen on.
That's right.
My stream.
At twitch.tv/musicologists, 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Daylight.
For the academic study session where we're a little more serious business than we are here. Reading Karen Cook this week and me on Final Fantasy VI next week.
I wanted to do Ryan's Final Fantasy VI chapter while we're still playing the Pixel Remaster, because then it's like nice synergy. So
yeah.
So I also, it's easier for me to ask the stream team to be my guests early on.
Right.
Just be like, hey guys, can you be on my channel when I launch it?
Of course we will.
So, and then I think the week after that will be Kanjin Park, which is another collaboration with the AMS Ludomusicology Study Group. We're reading the excellent from the Canon Colloquium, Canon special issue.
That's right. About how we need more diversity in the canon. Yes.
And then the week after that, we'll have Pete Smucker on, and we're going to do the alcohol and drunkenness in gaming article. So we have some really good things coming up. So if you need an invite to the Discord, let me know. Message me, etc.
All right.
Anyway, sorry to use the end of the stream to promote my stream.
No, you should do that. All right. Goodbye, everybody. I'm going to bed so I can make it through tomorrow's nightmare hellscape of the end of the term. Hooray!
Ugh.
Same.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.